Who would have thought? We thank God once again for life preserved. We thank God for a year that we've seen to come to an end. We thank Him for preservation of our family, our friends, and our fans, and our people, especially the indigenous peoples that are trapped in a nation called Nigeria, or should I say in a hellhole called Nigeria. So welcome once again. My name is Mona Chimso Aga. Don't forget to help us share. Even though my husband and my 4 kids and Sister P's 4 kids are watching, they said it's one person, it's okay. Continue to help us to share. That is the story of our lives. But we don't care. We know the story is going around because we get feedback, and that's what counts. So continue to share the message. Do not be discouraged because we are not discouraged. We are not discouraged at all. We know where we're going, and we are going to get there. Viewership or no viewership, work is going on ground. That's what matters. People are getting it, and with this Christmas, we are going to explode in what we are doing. So welcome to the program. Like I said, my name is Mona Chimsaga, and I'll allow my sister to introduce herself.
Thank you, Sister Mona. Thank you, viewers. We appreciate you. Like Sister Mona said, please share, like, subscribe, click button, the bell, or do all you can do because this is a teamwork and we're working together. We're getting home to our destination. My name is Dr. Ipis Kube, and I live in Lexington, Kentucky. I appreciate those of you that called, sent text to check on me when Kentucky had the issue. This is why we keep telling our people that we are so blessed. Imagine how you sleep one day, wake up the next day, everything is gone, just like that. You see the blessings we have? That's why we need to appreciate what we have. So we'll give us an opening statement as we proceed. Every human system can become corrupted, be it religious, cultural, or political. It is therefore the responsibility of those who believe in that system to ensure that its core values are preserved. Otherwise, those who believe in something else will bring your system to a place of judgment. When that happens, the first thing to do is to humble yourself, examine and assess your system, see where it fell short, and begin to make amends. Don't begin to defend, give a blind, biased defense. You only make matters worse. Having said that, I will quickly want to add this. If Nigeria is a rich nation, but our people are hungry, it only means one thing: mismanagement of resources. That's all. There's no way you will say it up, say it down, say that. It is mismanagement of resources. And it also means that the current formula we're using to run the system is not working. We need to go back to the drawing board. Enough of going in circles. Let's make the wealth of Nigeria work for Nigerians. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So I'm sharing. Help us to share. Let's give ourselves a minute or so to share to our viewers. So that's what I'm doing now. So I'm hoping that everybody is doing the same. Even if there's 10 of us watching, if we share, 10 of us share. So how many is that? We get is 100? No, we get at least 20, right? So help us to share this information. People like to watch live shows versus sitting down and watching it on their own. So help us to share. And then we also give the opportunity for people to call and ask questions. So that's why it's actually good to do it while we are live on air. So help us to share. Welcome to the program once again. Right. So we have 20 more seconds and then we will start. So continue to share. Try to place them in different places. Good morning, Ikechi. Ikechi said, greetings, my lovely sisters. Good morning, our brother Ikechi. So help us to share. You know, Facebook has been fighting us because we are not here to twerk our behind and show our chest. So we are enlightening our people so we can get out of the hellhole that we find ourselves in. So, you know, they are not promoting that. They want us to continue to, um, you know, find ourselves in a pool of ignorance while they are making billions and saving money for their future generations. They want our people to do things like selling body parts, eating body parts, doing all of. If you see it now, they will alert everyone to watch it. That when it's about using this, to bring us to the table where decisions are being made, they will block it any way they can. We have almost 15,000 followership, but when we're on air, they can only allow 8 people to watch, which is fine. We know what they're doing. So continue to share while we move on with the topic. Uh, Thank you again for what you're doing. Like Sister AP says, it's a teamwork, you know, do your parts and we get where we're going. So as our topic says today, reconstruction of Nigeria is not equal to disunity. I don't know if people, Sister AP, can you hear me? All of a sudden, I feel like I'm, can you hear me?
Let me check the. I can hear from this end. Let me check the other end.
Yeah, viewers, if you can hear me, just give us thumbs up if you can hear me. I think we can, right? You could. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we're coming out.
We're coming out. Okay, good. All right. The construction of Nigeria is not equal to disunity, and we cannot say this. Oh my God, we cannot say this enough. People always think that if we're no longer together as a nation, that means that we don't like each other. When there are other places that have divided, Finland is about, they say, 5 million people. Scandinavian is not even that many people in there. So imagine 270, they claim that we are, did they say 200 or 270 million? You know, that if we divide, that we will never be, neighbors that are doing business in a respectable manner. Mind you, we were there before the criminal colonial masters came in to steal the resources. We were there doing our own thing. We never tried to take over other people's resources. We never tried to kill each other. We never tried to do anything. Instead, whatever we do, we did with respect to each other until they mix us like bad sample of rice, jollof rice from hell. So we want to let people understand that, you know, we cannot continue to be in a circle that does not work. If you have been in any business school, one thing that they tell you is that when something is not working, then you break it down. You break it down in order to make it work. And that's where we have found ourselves. So over 2.6 million Nigerians have been displaced from their homes for the longest time now. 35,500 gruesome massacre in cold blood that we are seeing every day. Uh, Thousands, 244,000 have turned into refugees within a short period of time. These are some of the findings that Gravita, which is a news from India, had mentioned lately about the things going on in Nigeria. And what we're doing this, our so-called elder statesmen, the ones that's supposed to be in charge, the one that's supposed to build a nation where their children will survive. They are all over the place pretending to be a part of global peace talk. Even our former president is in Malawi or Mafia somewhere doing Mali, doing peace talk when his own backyard is on fire. We should know that wanting more and a better life for the indigenous peoples trapped in Nigeria does not equate this to dismemberment. Rather, we seek to lift ourselves as people to become better nation, to manage our resources better. And when we do this, we'll be able to lend a helping hand to other nations surrounding us, because that's what we do. We are that kind of people. We love to help people. We'll be able to move forward and live a life that is deserving of who we are. Just like the civilized, the so-called westernized world has been, living all along, we should be able to emulate the same. and be able to lend a helping hand to others. So ahead of the enforcement phase of the sovereign will of the indigenous peoples of Nigeria, NINAS, coming up tomorrow, y'all will be posting the card for venue and time. We will continue to push forward for the conversation that ought to have been taking place 1 billion years ago. These things that we're doing now should have been done. Those elites, those our leaders, those our senior advocates, the ones gallivanting all over the place, like they are the owners of the land. These things that we're doing now should have been done a long time ago. So today we are going to look to see how we became so insecure. We are going to see how we became neck deep into debt to the extent that we are, I think, according to the data that is out there, $33.1 trillion in debt. Is that what we're going to leave for our children? And I bet if this money is owed to China, forget it. They will take your maritime, take everything else, take whatever they need to get their hands on and make it their own. It's time for us to set our children on the path of true prosperity. Give them a sustainable development as well as a meaningful life. Is that too much to ask for? If we can't get it for ourselves, can't we get it for our children? Look at countries like Singapore. They build a civilization that people are envious of. And that's what we want to offer to our children, even better, much better. Can you imagine a Black nation where people live like human beings? Like, can you even put that in your brain and see what that would look like? In our outfits, the way we dress, the way we behave, our food, our music, our everything else. Can you imagine if you were in a place where we can project that to the world? Can you imagine oh my goodness. We need a civilized society for our children and not a military one where our citizens are being butchered, where people are so desperate now they're eating body parts and hanging legs like meat by the fire. Are you guys kidding me? Those who think that we are not serious, we are asking you to relocate somewhere else because this is our land and we want more for it. We will no longer watch you guys while you use our resources and do whatever you want in our name when we have never in our lifetime benefited from being a Nigerian. Never. If any one of us, well, maybe some of you guys, yeah, because a lot of people have benefited. That's why they don't want the so-called Nigeria to go down. But I can assure you that millions of us, handful, more than 80% of people that belong to that fake failed state have never benefited from that country called Nigeria. So we need to do more. All right, I'm going to pull up the video while Sister AP chimes in.
Thank you, Samuna. Thank you so much. Yes, we want to pull up a video. This video is Osibanjo, when they call it, you start hearing Njo in the name. In our language, Njo means bad. Osibanjo, Obasanjo,
John.
Yes. So this Osibanja guy, that himself is a pastor, he's a Yoruba, he is a lawyer. God put him in the place he will know truth. But he chose to lie to himself and to those that get to listen to him. Now he's saying that Fulanis, that we are blackmailing Fulanis, we are blackmailing them. They are victims of Fulanis, of their blackmail. We that we are victims of their blackmail, we that are victims of their evilness, that we are the ones blackmailing them. These Fulani agents. We are victims of their criminality. These agents are the ones representing Fulanis in our land. When we talk up, they will talk down. When we speak that no, this Nigeria, like Sister Mona said, it's not working for us. They'll say, one Nigeria, you cannot negotiate it. We must stay together. They will not listen to what is being said because they are working for their money and for the money of their children. So do not be surprised when you see them speak so passionately about lies. It's their money. That's how they make money. Obasanjo is so rich. Where did he get it from? It's because of the corrupt system. And I keep telling you here that when you meet some of these people that call themselves billionaires of Nigeria, if you engage them one-on-one, there is nothing in their head. And you say, this is what this person did, that he became a billionaire. That is why when we're telling them, let's reshape Nigeria so that it will be better for everyone, they will never agree because they know that if things are set right, that they will be third world country. They are the same thing with some of these first-class countries. They know that if they will stop the injustice going on in Nigeria and Africa, that maybe they will be reversed to something else. But you know what? The chicken is coming home to roost. Because that thing, the terrorism they are breeding in Nigeria, is about to spread everywhere and it will affect everyone. So we ask you to go and work for yourself. People that are watching us, go and work for the survival of your children. It is your responsibility as an adult to work for the survival of the children. How can somebody like Osibanjo deny the dual ideology in the 1999 Constitution? And he calls himself a lawyer, son.
Senior advocate and a professor for that matter.
Yes, and a professor. How can you say that you looked in 1999 Constitution, you did not see the dual ideology in it? Have you ever seen where democracy and Sharia coexist in one constitution? Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen it, Osibanjo? You call yourself a lawyer. Where did you get your own degree from? Sharia law does not stand for democracy, does not stand for civilization. All they do is backwardness. That's what Boko Haram say, that Western civilization is haram to them. Somebody says Western civilization is haram to them. We want civilization. How do you want to coexist? And the Osibanjo guy, this Osibanjo guy, is blind to facts. No wonder their law emblem tied their eyes and tied it. He's blind. He can't see anything. You don't represent that blindness. You want to ignore the truth and you're chasing shadows because you're dishonest to yourself, you're wicked, and you call yourself a pastor. And you see why sometimes when some people start saying Christianity is a sham, this one is this, it's because of what they're saying. Do you blame them? Instead of blaming them, go in and fish out all these criminals that call themselves pastors and remove them from the system. At least disown them. If you can't remove them, disown them. So that people will know that they do not represent Christ in any shape or form.
Oh, no.
Lydia, please go ahead.
We woke up the other day to hear some other kind of, a sickening joke on TV, where Professor Yemi Osibanjo, the Vice President of Nigeria, was lamenting on behalf of his principals that the indigenous nationalities of Nigeria, who are now in an alliance to reassert their sovereignty, their self-determination, which is inalienable, are committing apartheid. He's saying that the indigenous peoples of Nigeria, who now realize that their lives are being exterminated and their assets being progressively confiscated by an invading Fulani, in coming together to reverse their situation, are committing apartheid. Yemi Osibanjo did not see the apartheid in the Fulani that put themselves on one side against everybody else, killing them off and seizing their assets. Osinbajo did not see the apartheid in Fulani being the controllers of the three arms of government in Nigeria that of over 350 nationalities. Osinbajo did not see the apartheid in Fulani taking control of all the points of anything that represents economic asset. Is it at the NNPC? Is it at the ports? Every place income is generated in Nigeria. Go and find out who is in charge. But more important, and the worst of all, the Fulani is in exclusive control of all the weapons, all the guns in the land, whether it's the army or the police or the immigration or the what do they call them, prison authority, or even the civil defense, DSS. All the group that all the government, armed, security services are under the control of this same set of people in a country of hundreds of nationalities. And so, if Osinbajo did not see the apartheid in all of that, and he's now seeing the apartheid on the side of those who have been at the receiving end of the brigandage and the arrogance of these other people who say they are born to rule others, and who say all men are not born equal, and who still impose Sharia in their own party, in which they pay the duty of faith to kill everybody else, and they're killing. And we see ISIS in the arena. What are we talking about? How can it be described in the manner? And therefore, this message is directed at the Vice President of Nigeria, Yemi Osinbajo, professor, senior advocate, Yoruba, pastor, to realize that this matter has gone beyond where we play politics with it. People are being killed in large numbers. His own people. Every other person in that alliance territory. By the same people he's trying to defend, in reminding the rest of us that we're committing apartheid because we're organizing ourselves for the first time. Let somebody whisper to Osinbajo that he had to go and look at what the issues are, and that it's a matter of life and death for the rest of the we're talking about over 150 million people. 75% of the country is complaining for the actions of a tiny minority that have torn our borders open and compromised our sovereignty, bringing people from all over the world to come to kill off the owners of Nigeria and take off their assets and their lands. Somebody should whisper to somebody. That insult has to be remedied.
All right. So you can see here that our brother is hurt about this. When the one person that I don't even understand these people, like, what are they trying to do at this point in time? You're 70 years of age, above that. You have lived your life. You have made all the money. You have stole all the money because you didn't make any money. You have enough for you and your fake wives and children to eat till they die. And yet, in the name of pastorship, you cannot say the truth. You turn around and call the victims that they are the aggressors. And you actually said it to our hearing. What are we supposed to do with that information, people? What are we supposed to do with that information? It's insane. Totally insane. Sister, go ahead.
Yeah, it is understatement. It is insane. I don't even know how to begin to think about it. Why are these people? Why are they this callous? Why are they this wicked? So, in view of the program tomorrow, the anniversary of Constitutional First Merger that we told you coming up tomorrow at 12 p.m. Nigerian time. That's in Lagos. We will be playing a lot of Bratoni's videos. For some people that are new to Ninas, be asking questions. What is Ninas talking? What is Ninas doing? So we're going to be playing these videos. I'll be explaining to you what he's saying and how it's related to what we're doing. The next video we're going to play now is how it all began. Our story, which some people call history. His story. They say it's his story. But it's our story. So we want to say how it all began. We'll play a video of Bratoni explaining how it all began and how our trouble started, how the union collapsed, union agreement that we had collapsed. Because you can't build something on nothing. You just go where there's nothing and you say you want to perform magic. No, no, no. That's not what he meant. That's why they're deceiving us and killing our people. Because we are believing lies and deception. So we need to know where, my people say you need to get to where the issue started, the root of your problem, and begin to solve it from the root. Don't come and start handling the branches. So the union agreement collapsed. That's what we've been saying. That the union we set out to build does not exist anymore. Some ignorant people would like to argue and debate. It doesn't even make sense to you saying it. The more you try to say, people like Professor Morgalo, the more they come out pushing for 2023, the more I look at him as a foolish man, even when he's a professor attached to his name. That the union we set out to build collapsed. We can see it is not working. Can't you see it for 60 years? Can't you see that it's not working? So why are you pretending? Can't you see the massacre? Are you dumb? It's only criminals who are benefiting from the evil system, like Sister Muna said, that want to uphold it. You can see that everything is bad in what you're trying to build. You want to continue to pretend that you're building, because there's nothing building where like there's evil, like you're mixing up feces, urine, and everything, and thinking that one day you get cake out of it. It's the biggest deception of the century. Yet people that call themselves professors, doctors, the elite, want to uphold this crime against humanity. Why? Why do you want to do a thing like that? Why? Why are you doing that? Can't you see that you're presenting yourself as a criminal? Because when you say you're a professor, it means that you ought to know. It means that you are educated and you ought to know. Then you turn around and start doing things that even a child will not do. You begin to doubt whether you stole your own professorship or what's going on with you. Please, are you ready, Sister Mona?
Yes.
So please, you listen quietly to hear how it all started and where our trouble began and where we have to get to the solution.
There's a document labeled Constitution for Nigeria. But when lawyers who are lawyers are gathered, that document
Lawyers who are
pass the
lawyers.
test to be called Constitution, because Constitution is simply the union agreement. And Nigeria became one political union in 1960 at independence on account of some agreements that were reached between the constituent components to become one political union. And those agreements were spelled out in Lancaster House in 1959. Eventually, were products, of the discussions that happened all through 51, 52, 53, when something extraordinary compelled a choice to be made on the kind of union, on the kind of partnership the otherwise independent regions that the British had governed separately will be entering at the point the British will leave. And the crux of that agreement, of that union agreement, was that there will be a federation of autonomous regions. The Western region, we remember, had their own constitution as far back as 1957. While those discussions were already going on, because what I said about 1953-54 was when the push for independence had come to the point where one of the ringleaders, Enoho, moved the motion for independence on the floor of the parliament. The northern delegation at the time opposed that motion, saying that the northern region at the time wasn't ready to go to independence at that point. What was their reason? Ahmadu Bello spelled out their reason. He said that they will require a certain level of autonomy in terms of control of their assets and their, their governance and structures as condition for going into any kind of union with these other regions. That's the western and eastern region of the time. Now, Ahmadu Bello, on behalf of that northern delegation, listed 8 demands that will define the level of autonomy they will have in order to become a part of the Federation of Nigeria. It took all the way from that 1953, because the meetings then began in 1954, for how that federation, that coming together on the basis of regional autonomy as defined by those 8 points. It was those 8 points that eventually, shaped the kind of the depth of the level of autonomy, what the regions will be able to do, and what they will allow the Union Office to do. They now finalized in 1959 at Lancaster House. That autonomy that we're talking about began with the regions having their own constitutions. Like countries will have, Germany will have its own constitution before going to the meeting of European Union formation. So the Western region got their own constitution in place in there's internal self-governance. The British allowed them to now begin to manage their own affairs in 1957. Shortly after, the Eastern region completed its own process. They were granted internal self-governance. But 1959 was when the North finally got their acts together and had their own constitution, and therefore their own internal self-governance. These 3 units then went to Lancaster House to finalize the terms by which they will become one country at independence upon the departure of the British. That was what delayed our independence from the time the motion was moved in 1953. And therefore, that level of autonomy in which the assets of the regions belonged to the regions, and they only contributed to the upkeep of the center for the limited responsibilities they delegated to the center. The center was their union office. It was their own creation. The constitutions of the regions came first. The one that became the federal constitution was a matter of the regions donating powers. It was the powers they decided to delegate to the center at Lancaster in 1959 that became the contents of the federal constitution. And the money by which the center will function was to be contributed to them. 15% of their income was what they dedicated to, so you got your money, your assets were yours. You worked it to how it can produce more resources for you to be able to attend to your healthcare and your education and your roads, infrastructure, electricity, everything. We saw what Awolowo did in the West, scoring a lot of firsts. We saw what Emma Apara did in the East, putting Eastern Nigeria as the leading developing the leading economy, the fastest growing economy in the developing world at the time. Everybody built their own infrastructure. The Ojiri power plants that have been shut down now for about 30 years was built by the government of the Eastern region at the time, powered by coal and powering all of the industrial designs of Eastern region at the time, including Port Harcourt. Oil and gas came later. The North also, they went into their own, they did agriculture, they did health and skin. You heard about granite pyramids. When Western region built university, they also, the East built, the East built its own UNN, and then the North struggled and built Ahmadu Bello University. That was the kind of healthy competition that was going on at the time. Everybody trying to outdo the other, but it translated to only one thing: development for the people. And you prioritize what you wanted. And so if you prioritize wrongly, the outcome is here for everybody to see. And so that was the kind of thing that got them, moving fast and well until the accident of 1966, when the coups, when the military struck, and then those constitutions were taken down, and that was the end of that federation they agreed upon.
Did you guys
Everything
hear
had
that?
been in position since that time to date, and therefore we don't have the union agreement. Is what is in distress, what has gone bad. If we don't fix it, I tell you, the union is at an end.
Yeah, okay, it's finished, right? You know this thing that he was talking about, how all these regions were prospering. You know this foolish Baba that they call Basanjo, whatever. Because he's foolish, because if
Very
you know
foolish
what he has
indeed.
been doing, you know that as an elder, if you're a father indeed, when your children are dying and being massacred, you will be doing the right thing. But for you not to be doing the right thing, you want to continue to uphold your Fulani masters. You are either wicked or foolish or combined or a criminal. I don't know which one it is. Because they keep referring to when this thing was viable, the region was viable. Why was the region viable? Because the constitution that they were using made the region to be autonomous. That's why we're telling our people, the issue here is the document which the nation is being managed with. There's some people that don't know whether it's water they have in their brain. We keep dragging us round and round and round and telling stories and doing merry-go-round. That's why my brother said, lawyers that are lawyers indeed. Because we have seen that due to this mediocrity and everything, some people obtained certificates that said you are a lawyer, but they are not really lawyers. Because there's corruption everywhere. The corruption that is in politics is in the academic system.
Oh, yeah.
People go to school, get certificates without being trained. They don't know what they read. If you say constitution, they don't know the meaning of constitution. They don't understand the constituents. We make constitution. They don't understand it.
No, it doesn't make sense to them.
They don't understand that a nation cannot be a nation if it doesn't have a constitution made by the people. You can't even call it democracy. They can't understand these simple facts of law. That me, I didn't go to law school. I have already learned from Brother Tony. Them that they paid school fees for did not get it from their own school that they went to. So some people are trying to link, because I see Brother Ikechi trying to say that our topic today should be about the cannibalism. the Eastern Security. There's a network, okay, that are committing in Imo State, and that we should be talking about it. Ikechi, you have not been listening to us. We said that all the wars, whether it's the cannibalism in Imo State, whether it's the massacre in Northeast, whether it's the kidnapping, whether it's the lack of infrastructure, whether it is your road that death traps, killing people, all the wars, any evil you can think of is tied to your 1999 constitution. Please get it in your head.
Yep. No way out, brother. No way out.
Get it in your head. We know you people are not used to process. You're used to mago, abracadabra. If you do abracadabra, then you get something. But where we live, we went into their system. I came here to study their system. And I saw they've gone through what we are going through in the time past, like 200 years ago. But they chose to put a system that works.
Nothing works without a system, my dear.
No.
It just can't work. Oh,
it can't.
You will do yours and go here. Somebody else will do.
Exactly.
I didn't even hear. They don't have rule of law. You'll be getting bloodshed. Mind you, in Texas, everybody have a gun.
Yes.
Everyone.
Yes.
So you can imagine, you met somebody here, boom, they will shoot you.
They will shoot you if there's no law.
To put things in place.
Exactly.
Nothing more. It's not that difficult, y'all.
It's not. So you must put the process in place before you begin to build. It's a no-brainer. Like I said, anytime I hear Professor Wangale or Mogale or whatever he calls himself, and all the other professors, say what they say. Clinch. My body is like, my goodness, is he a professor really? Which school did he go to? Because this thing, even primary school children can understand it. When you hear constitution, it is made by the constituents of the nation. And that's the foundational document upon which a nation can get anything. So that if the constitution says it's military constitution, that means you're going to have military rule. If its constitution is democracy, then you have democracy. It's from the constitution. You now start having laws. The laws that you will now have how to implement them. It is all written in the constitution. So when our regions were viable, is because they were being run by the constitution of that region. Remember, we told you that before we came to build Nigeria, each region had their own constitution. It's the 4 constitutions they brought together that made it a union. That's why Nigeria became a union, and it's called Federal Republic of Nigeria. Then. That's why they had coal in Enugu. They were using it to generate electricity. That's why all the things that they did in those different regions, even the granite pyramids of Kano. That's why the cocoa in West worked for them. But today, our resources are in the hands of terrorists. These Fulani bandits and terrorists are the ones mining your tin in Jos, columbite in Jos, in Plateau, gold, iron, and they're using it to fund terrorism. You see, that's why America got interested, at least under Donald Trump, because some people are sleeping, and some of my brothers are still. Like, we finish show. When we finish telling them that they are on the wrong camp, they will start attacking us. How is it my problem if you live in America and your brain is not working? Will I have to excuse? Will I have to apologize for that again? I'm using my own brain. I'm not just doing follow. I live in America. I came in, like I said, I wanted to understand the system, how these people are successful and my people are not successful. And I was coming in, I told them that's what I came to do. I came to study the system, to know how come life is working for you people and it's not working for my people. The guy, as I was coming in, he said, I wish you good luck. Oh. So that's why when I hit the ground running. I didn't come here and start going around looking for how to post myself on Facebook. I came here with something in my heart. I wanted to find solution. I wanted to find help for my people. And I looked and saw what they did here. I said, oh, is there a system that is working for them? They put a system in place. Wow, okay. What happened in our own? We had a system we started with. They came and took over. They said military. So what you have now is military constitution. It's not constitution. It's actually military decree. It's not even a constitution. We can't call it a constitution. That's why my brother would say the lawyers that are lawyers indeed. Because any lawyer that paid school fees for the first term, like you paid year 1 school fees and you actually did lecture the first year, you will know that the meaning of the word constitution means that the constituents produced that document. If the constituents did not produce it, then it's not a constitution. We say who now produced it? Military produced it, and they've not denied it. That is a military document. Chile did it. Chile did it in 2020. They had a military document that they were using to run the nation for over 30 years. They say it's producing injustice in their land. They now brought it down. Did a referendum to say we want, and the referendum was like 90%, over 90% for yes. That's what we're saying. We follow a process. We go through a process. Right now, you and your children and grandchildren have been sold to China. And you don't even have any right to say, don't sell me.
Nope.
That's how bad it is. You have been sold because of the document that you have in your hand called 1999 Constitution. That is what made it possible that they can sell you to China and you cannot object, and you cannot say, no, please don't sell me. You have been sold to China. China has receipts. What we are waiting for is delivery. China is waiting for when it to be delivered to them. They already have the receipts. And we say it today. If you know that you don't want to be shipped to China, you can make a difference today. That document has to be changed. The assets and the resources in your land are being carted away. And you call yourself executive governor. You call yourself chief security officer. You people have governors in your states. Go and ask them this question. What constitution are they using to run your state? You have resources there. But that constitution is what empowers the Fulani bandits to steal everything from your land. Ijo people. Ijo people. You people are going to have meeting with Obasanjo and Gumi and all the foolish people that you assemble. Are you begging them to release you? That somebody that is benefiting from a system will now wake up and support you to be released? Are you not? Would you be? I don't know what to tell you people. So please stop this round-around meeting, wasting time. Ninas has put the proposed position on the table that we work for everyone. Start reading that document and begin to organize your people. Start organizing your people, because it's going to be people by people, people by people. I'm an Igbo woman. I'll say it all the time. I'm an Igbo woman, proudly so. But no matter how I love my Yoruba brothers, I cannot go and fight in their land because I'm not a Yoruba woman. I'm an Igbo woman. So Yoruba will have to fight for their land. Igbos will fight for their land. Ijo will fight for their land. Tiv, Hausas, Ijo, what's all the names? Idoma. All you people know yourselves. Me, I don't know you, even if I don't call it right. Efik, Idoma, you know yourselves. Urobo, Ishekiri, you know yourselves. You know who your forefathers are. I'm not one to come and tell you who they are. We are saying, Ninas is saying, you will stand in your land and defend your land and your resources. But we're going to follow a pattern. It's not going to be some people who go to Olo and start burning people, cutting their hands and eating it. That's not part of what we're saying. And we're telling IPOB, now that whatever you're doing has turned into criminalism and the cannibalism, can you now begin to repent and turn around? Because we warned you. We are in IPOB, and we warned you that this system will not deliver what we want. We warned you people. Chike Dosiam, will you say that Sister Mona did not talk to you? We warned you people. One-on-one, we spoke to you, one-on-one. We said that what you people have cannot deliver my people. That it will only lead us to anarchy. And if you have anarchy, you will open door for all criminals to come in your land. It will be free for all fights.
Yep.
Told you this thing. All of you, you're already aware of Ninas. You're already aware of Tony Nadi. You're already aware of the process. But like the politicians, these are all politicians looking for what to use politics to gain for themselves. And they talk as if they're talking for the people. They're not talking for the people. It's like when Kemi Fayode or Femi Fayode's wife came out to say that the former husband or the father of her children, in the open, he's saying as if he's supporting Igbo.
My dear, didn't you say it? Didn't you see it though? Do you have to wait for the woman to say, can't you say that the man is fake?
He's so fake now. Man, even the beard on his chest is fake.
Everything about the man is disgusting.
He's so fake. So he said that behind, he really hates Igbos. And you can see it. You can see it's all about politics, because these politicians can use their kidney to do politics.
Mm-hmm.
They can offer their children for politics. So both the politicians and the fake freedom fighters are all together. What they're doing is open our land for criminals to come in, whether criminal, military, criminal, whatever, to come in and kill our children and use them for suya. So when are you going to turn around to see that what you're doing is futile? You're running in circles in futility. Come and join a process. Because the thing about Nina's process is that you can't corrupt it. Why? Because he's not giving money. He doesn't give you immediate reward. So it's not attractive to criminals. It's not attractive to criminal politicians. Those ones want immediate reward. But we are looking for, the reward we want is for our people to be free.
Sustainable.
Sustainable freedom. So that's why Nina's proposal does not attract criminals and dishonest people. They run away from it because when they cheat, they check it, they see there's nothing in there for them. They can't get anything from it.
Yep.
They will run and go and set up their own thing that they will use to milk our people and continue to make money. So that is why we keep saying that we're not looking for multitude. Because in multitude, you have the criminals, the blind, the weak, and all the things. God has never used multitude. We keep saying it. Read your Bible. God will say, I look for a man. In our own case, we are assembling ourselves. We say, go and organize your people. If you know where you're from somewhere, right? If you're a Nigerian, you're an indigenous person of somewhere. Go and organize yourself, because that's the UN standard. For those that are going around saying they're doing global peace, go and read the document the UN put on the table. People crazy. UN said for you to seek independence or freedom, it has to be that of your land. You have to be indigenous to that land. Indigenous doesn't mean you should be answering a fake name from Portuguese. From Portugal. Sorry, excuse me for that. That does not mean that you give yourself a fake name. It has to be the original name that you are known for. Your forefathers are known for. And by your forefathers, we don't mean 1967. Because those ones, like we said, people were running away and got a name to use to be free. That's all. That's what all that was. So you need to think deeper. And please, let's stop all this gra-gra. We want to begin to work with our brain. Calm down and learn. You're not used to process, but we have to do it. Because there's no way. There's no way. If you
there's no Appian way.
No, there's no Appian way. If you don't go through a process, you open the door to criminals, and they will come and confiscate what you're working for. But if you go through a process, that process would like you get trained, you will groom us, and then by the time we get to where we're going, we already know enough to begin to work.
Disciplined enough.
Yes, we are disciplined enough. Exactly, that's the word. The process will discipline you. That's why people go to school. The essence of going to school is not like, oh, when they go there, if you didn't have brain, school will create your brain. You know that as you go through that process, like a 4-degree program, they broke it down. By the time you do the first one, do the second one, you are being disciplined to follow process, and you're being programmed. By the time you're graduating, you are now focused, knowing where you're going.
Yep.
Because there's so much in the world to learn.
Yes.
So if you're learning everything, you'll be a jack of all trades, master of none. Then if you put your eye, this is what I'm learning, see, you will know it very well, you will run with it, and you will earn a living with it. That's why you get a degree. That's why you get the training. Please go ahead, Sister Mona.
All right, so I'm going to play the next video. Like we said, we want people that are not used to this process, or still confused about this process, or not really sure because they were distracted by loud radio broadcasters and loud noise makers, and even the professors of animal husbandry in America that thought that ESN would deliver them governorship, So this is the time for you to retrace your step, to learn the process. You can't cheat yourself. It's like coming from Nigeria, where you pay bribe to go to school, and coming here to pay bribe. You'll be studying for the longest time. You have to do the work. There is no Appian way. There is no cheat way. There is no fakeness. There is no promise that is not there. What we are doing is out in the open. We have it out there, the 16 steps. We have it out there in the open for you guys to understand what we're doing. There is no fakeness about any of this. There is no fake promise. So the caveat is that you have to do the work. If you don't do the work, you're not going anywhere. So it's about time that you look at yourself and say, my dear, this forest is for me to cut. Let me just begin from one side. Because if not, you're not moving, you're not making an inch. We are the one holding ourselves down. Nina's constitutional force majeure gave us our sovereignty back. But do our people understand what that means? No, they don't. They will say, oh, but the constitutional force majeure. They don't know what it means. They don't know that the sovereignty has been returned to the people. They don't understand. They don't even know they're supposed to be sovereignty self. Because everything is fake. All our lives, everything I am, any lie will fake. That's why we will talk about Jesus from this side of our mouth and turn around and lie to our brothers and sisters, and we are okay with it. No sweating. Follow the due process and we will get where we're going. Imagine if everybody in Nigeria understand that their sovereignty has been returned. These people that are here doing this thing, we didn't even send them. You are no longer allowed to represent me. You can imagine. But what did we do? No, now we want to be eating human beings like suya. We warned you guys. We warned and warned and warned and warned, and we were being called names when you guys were following your Messiah. We told you guys there's nothing happening there. Because all they do is to collect money from you, they will allow you to come. And then when they really see that you're serious about that you really want freedom, then they'll go on air and call you saboteur. Because first of all, they will think you're coming there to join them. But when they really see that you're passionate about the freedom of your people, the next thing you know, you'll become a saboteur. And we're telling you guys, Nina's proposal is the way to go. The information is out there, ninasvoice.org. We'll continue with our brother Tony as he explained this constitutional force majeure for us. Our price, or should I say our Christmas gift, was delivered 2020 last year. You just have not opened your gift. You left it there in the box, thinking it's trash. Your gift was delivered to you 2020. So I hope you're not looking for another one in this 2021. Go and open up your gift.
Since the December 2020 launch of the constitutional force majeure and the escalation of debates around the agitations in the land, the grievances that have led to demand for independence and self-determination, of course, all kinds of questions have now come to the arena, especially around the constitution in question, the Constitution 1999. Many people are asking, what is it about this constitution that connects with everything that, whether it's the killings that are happening to them or their assets that are detained, or all kinds of the security that has broken down all around them, and the hopelessness pervading the poverty that has swallowed the land. Nigeria is now the world poverty capital. 2 days ago, Nigeria became the country with the highest number of unemployed persons, and all of that. So all such negative things. People are asking, what are those things in that constitution? Because at every turn we say it is the Constitution 1999. What is the solution to the problem? It is taken down that constitution. So we've come now to provide some general answers to some of those inquiries, particularly the specific provisions, so that people can see that there are provisions in that constitution directly responsible for the shackles on their legs, the manacles on their hands, and all of what has brought about all the things they are talking about. So let's take it from the preamble and go all the way down to the end where you find the exclusive list, so that for every part they can see what is it that is responsible for what they want to escape from. To now realize that it is the taking down of that constitution that is the beginning of the solution to their problem, whether they want out of the union entirely or they want autonomy to a certain degree, which is not present at this time, or they want just good governance, whatever, or end to corruption. Whatever it is you want different from what you have seen, the starting point is to help now take down that constitution. The preamble, for instance, is where the question of our sovereignty, how Nigeria took over our lands and called it Nigeria and refusing to talk with us. The preamble that says we the people have solemnly resolved to live in unity as one indivisible country called Nigeria is like the memo of a company. You know, the memo and article, because the preamble, the constitution to the country is like the memo and article to the company. The memo creates the company. That's where Johnson, Jude, and Jeremiah come together to form John Jude Limited. The articles is where the relationship between those three as the owners of the company are defined. Who brings what, who takes what, how will new people join them, how will they exit, how will they treat their profits or their debts, and how do they wind up or branch into other businesses. Everything they have to do as the owners of that company is what you find in the article. In the same way, the Constitution sets out the general agreement of how we become the union. And so that preamble that says we the people means we the Jaw, we the Ogoni, we the Fulani, we the Chief, having solemnly resolved, it means that is the point at which we submit our lands and our people into the union. Then it comes to the closing part in that same preamble to say, do hereby make and give unto ourselves the following constitution. That is now the articles. Who is going to be governor, who is going to be senator, what tenure, or who is going to control what in that Union of Nigeria, assets, citizenship, right of this and left of that. And so it is that preamble, that make you Nigerian. It is that preamble that brings your land, into the union of death or Nigeria. And that is your signature right there, authorizing your own damnation. Everything you complain about in the rest of the constitution, whether it is the 36 states into which the 4 regions were now fractured, or the seizure of the assets of those regions by the federal government, now compiled in those 68 items of exclusive list, or the corruption provision, the provisions that fuel corruption, that authorize corruption, and give immunity to the beneficiaries of corruption, or the infrastructural decay that is occasioned by the fact that those who are in need of the infrastructure are forbidden by that constitution from building them. In all of it, everything that has gone wrong, that is now responsible for all these outcomes we are seeing, flow from that authorization from you, that is how you want to live. If you want to understand how that preamble affects everything, just add to it that it is a lie that we the people have resolved to live together. If you add the word, it is a lie, that if you add those words, it is a lie, you will then see the full meaning. Then you come down to the do hereby make, you also say, it is also a lie that we make and give unto ourselves the following constitution. And that preamble applies to every single provision of that constitution. If you want to know the gravity of it, you come to oil and gas that is on the exclusive list, for instance. You take that preamble to say, we the Ijaw people have solemnly resolved to live with the Fulani in this manner, so that this oil and gas will also hereby accept that the oil and gas will belong to the Gawa people.
Yeah.
That is what that preamble applies. You come to the appropriation provision that gives the spare key to the president and the governor, the spare key to the treasury. You again bring the preamble to say, we have all agreed that this president should have the spare key to the treasury. We have all agreed that this governor should have the spare key to the treasury. You come to 308, you say, we have all agreed that those who are in control of this treasury should not be accountable to us. Even if they kill us, well, we have to endure it. That
Basically, that's what you're saying.
Yep. We have all agreed that we will live in a formation of 36 states in which the federal government can be in charge of everything. We have all agreed, that's exclusively. We have all agreed to be in 7 local government areas in which Kano can have 44 units and Bayelsa have 8 units, with all its implications for representation at the National Assembly and resource allocation. So when you hear about preamble, that is the point at which your signature has been put on a document that took all your assets. So when we invite you to come and join in taking that down constitution, we're inviting you to come to retrieve your signature so that you can retrieve your sovereignty. It is that preamble that sees your sovereignty. Then you come to the next one of the formations in which we live, the 36 states, the 7 local government areas, because they are all listed in those first few sections of the constitution.
All right, so we're going to post this video in its entirety on our Facebook page. We just wanted you guys to hear from Brother Tony about this constitutional force majeure and what that your 1999 constitutional military decree, what it meant. That when they say we the people, that you and me, that we have actually given them the authority to represent us. We're giving them the authority to do whatever they can. That's why they started with we the people. We the people. And then in the middle, they added all the things that will benefit them. So we the people agree for them to get all these benefits. That's what we're saying in essence. So if they kill you as a sovereign country, nobody will come because we the people say they should kill us. If they seize the oil and use it to produce terrorism, we the people say they should do it. If they come and begin to take our children and do quota system where you cannot get to, the best cannot progress, we the people told them to do it. Do you see that we are in dire danger here? That will continue to go in circle. Not even Jesus Christ of Nazareth can help us. Not even building churches from house to house to house will do it. That if we don't have a working document, or should I say a workable document, or whatever, you see, God has nothing to do with this. We can put this on God. It's our sheer stupidity that will put this on. And that's why we are so mad at the so-called professors. Because there are mothers who are in the village trying to get Apple to train their children. They don't know what is we the people. That's where the senior advocates should come in. That's where the people that call themselves professors of animal husbandry that is praising ESN. This is where they should be functioning to make sure that everybody is safe. That's how even this so-called Western world that we live in is the rich people and of course everyday people, but these rich people that will make sure government to try to get sacked, they will go there and be poking. They will go there and be poking because nobody wants to be the richest man in town. Everybody else is hungry. They will come after you. It's just the law of nature. They will come after you if you're the only richest man. So as a rich person, in order for me to protect my wealth, I will mandate the government to take care of the people so they will be living okay enough not to for me to be their target. Can't you guys appreciate that? My sister, go ahead.
It's a no-brainer, my sister. And that's what we keep saying. That the so-called rich people that we have are not really rich because they're intelligent. Because if you're intelligent, you will know that you want to put the system that will work so that everybody will not be hungry and come to eat you and your children. You don't need to go to school to know this. It's common sense. So we said our elites do not have common sense, and we stand by it. I stand by it. If they come, they should come and ask me what I said. Yes, you don't have common sense. Because if you have common sense, you should deal with Ninas, walking through a process that will make sure that the millions of people are taken care of, so that they will not come and enter your house. You that you're a medical doctor, you are building big house and putting big fence around you. They will use ladder to come inside, rape your wife, rape your daughters, destroy everything, and there's nothing you can do because you built the system that is evil. You see, the statistics, the data that Sister Mona gave at the beginning of the show is by gravitas. UN, they have their own. According to UN said that over 4 million Nigerians have been displaced. Whoa. 4 million displaced. And you know how Nigerians are. You know we are gra-gra. We are not people that will be hungry and sit down and start being hungry. When we are hungry, we want to look for what to do to eat. That's why you see people roasting human beings to eat. You created the hunger. So UN has said that over 4 million have become refugees in their own land, though. And then they say in Northeast alone, 350,000 people have been killed. For those that are crying, oh, they are killing us, they are killing us. They've not killed you up to 10,000. We say Northeast, 350,000. That's UN statistics, not me creating it. Compare two of them. So you see what we say, Northeast, South or Southeast, or those that are calling for Biafra. What is happening in Northeast and Northwest is unimaginable. And the world is looking at it. So that if you're calling that thing you're calling, they'll tell you that, please keep quiet now. Let's see, there's no trouble here. And that's why we say we have to work together so that we free everyone. According to UN also, 9 million people are at immediate danger of dying of starvation. 9 million in Nigeria. This is not somewhere else. And as we say, they are selling the whole Nigerians to China. Yes, they will ship you to China. Just like they shipped you to Britain. Why do you think you're going to live in Britain? You don't know that you have been shipped to Britain. Britain bought you. Britain bought you and called you Commonwealth. As a result, they ship you there to go and do their menial job, wash their toilet, open the bum of their old people, give them food. That's what has happened. Britain bought you and they shipped you. You're entering a plane to enter, but it's actually that's what it means. That's how you become British citizen. I'm a British citizen. I'm an American citizen. No, you have been sold. It's just that this time around, you package your bag and go.
They didn't have to spend money and buy. You paid your ticket to be used as a slave this time around.
Exactly. So these are the things. So that's what China is doing again. So China is coming for their own. I know China, they will eat your bone, eat your flesh. Even when you decay, they eat the sand where you decay. So that's why we are shouting and calling and waking us everybody. Please, we don't have time to try things that do not work. Because we know some of you are too, who would say that you don't know? They would say we are insulting you. You see, we are mothers. We are crying because of the death of our children. So that's why we don't even mind insulting you. If you feel insulted, do the right thing. As a simple as you're talking about churches that are building. Those churches are still part of the criminality because they get the money that they will use to build schools, build hospitals, do everything to church. One of those, they are mega churches. If they use it to build one hospital, one standard hospital, do you know the number of people that will be treated?
Oh, no, heaven will pass away now.
I'm telling you, build factory and all those your church members, give them work and be paying them. I told one pastor now, he said, oh, give me money. I say, use your church, set up snail factory and employ your church members. You come in the morning, you pray. After praying, you start work and you produce snail. Feed the nation, feed Africa. You will have too much money to pay your church members and to do so many other things. And actually, there's one man that has started it. He's on his agriculture that he went into. And he's an Igbo man. He has chapel. So he will come in the morning, he will pray with church, his workers, and they will start work. That is where we are going, people. That's the type of church we want to see in 21st century in Africa. If you build your church, your chapel where you will pray, the rest of the compound, use it for farming, use it for snail, whatever. Button production. Set up something to produce and employ your church member. I didn't say employ me, employ your church members. Those ones that are walking up and down begging money, Christmas, everybody's begging for money. Employ them. When you employ them, you will produce something. Eat the money. Don't give me. I say, don't give me. If you hear me, ask me to give me. If you anything you want to do to me, don't give me. Employ your church members. Give them, pay them salary. Take care of them. You see, the whole nation will change and there'll be a transformation. But all that, we need a constitution before we begin to do all these things. Because it's constitution that will guide us. If you have the right constitution in place, because every day you have wicked people. There's nothing you can do about wicked people. They won't.
Yeah, if you open the farm, every can decide to shut down the farm in one day. Because
exactly. Everybody can come and Fulanis will come and destroy the farm, like our sister in Didi came and opened her farm. She came from Britain, opened her farm. Fulanis came and ate up everything and destroyed everything. Because there's no constitution, proper constitution that will say, Fulani, don't come here. Fulani, see your boundary. Fulani, go the other side. Where do you belong? Are you a citizen? Where? This is what the constitution will do. All these answers will come from the correct constitution that will enable us to put law and this thing in place and implement them. It's a process. It's international. It's done everywhere. Go ahead, Sister Mona, please.
My dear, breaking news. Facebook allowed this number to reach 25. I think the guy went to use the restroom. That's interesting. All right, I'm going to play the next video. Wow.
Nation, the alliance did come together to address the global community on the next steps on the March 17, 2021. And what was rolled out as the next steps revolved around consultations still, because of the next step indicated in the proclamation itself, in terms of the alliance reconsidering its allegiance to the 1999 Constitution. Let everybody continue to ask questions about what that could mean. But in the meantime, the period allotted to the federal government of Nigeria to come for, to bring itself to the table of dialogue with the owners of the sovereignty that have been corralled, all the sovereignties corralled into Nigeria, is gone past now. The door is still, if they turn up tomorrow while consultations are happening with other segments, of course, we take it all from there. But at this time, from March the 17th of 2021, that consultation moved on to the elected political office holders from the alliance territory, from the South and the Middle Belt, whether they're in the National Assembly or they're in the state assemblies or their governors, all such. We put up 30 days. We gave 30 days within which they are required. They have been invited. Even now, that is still running. They are invited by the alliance to come home to their respective regions to consult with those who are particularly the signatories. In fact, their own people, because we can see that people are speaking up from all the parts, that is where they stand. We saw what happened at the press conference where Sunday Igboho came to say that having consulted with Afenifere and all the other people, that they stand with Minas in rejecting this bad arrangement, that Yoruba want out of this arrangement that is not working for them, that is now a union of death for them, that they want self-determination, they want independence. Now, those 30 days also is the period in which we were telling the governors and all of those who have been pointing at that constitution as the impediment, as the reason why they couldn't do so many things. We explained to the governors, for instance, that the 1999 constitution that has in it 68 items of a federal exclusive list is dead, because that's actually the meaning of what happened on 16th of December. The owners of the sovereignty pulled back, pulled back their limited toleration of that constitution as basis, but leaving only a very little recognition for that constitution just for the sake of peace, all the way to where we get to transition. And the governors were told that those 68 items, starting with security, that is now a matter of nightmare for everybody, they have to make legislation. They have to send bills to their state assemblies and make laws to take over the management of all those items that were on that exclusive list as best as they can. We saw the governor in Oyo State asking the National Assembly to remove solid mineral from the exclusive list because the Fulani people are mining gold all over the place. We saw the one in Osun and elsewhere. So we are saying to such governors, is it gold you have? Is it bitumen you have? Is it limestone you have? Whatever it is that is of economic value that have been detained from you by the instrumentality of that constitution, that fraudulent constitution. The owners of the signature have pulled back from that constitution, and your sovereignty is back on the table. All those 68 items are back on the table. Go and make laws, or if you don't, bandits and terrorists and all kinds of characters will come to your space and be mining the way they are mining. The constitution is no longer standing your way. If it is security, find a way. Make the law, set up the apparatus of what you need to do about security. If it is your infrastructure, go and build the road from your capital to the other capital to move your citizens around. If you have a body of water, go and regulate what will become ports and transport, marine transport, and all kinds of things you need to be doing. The 1999 constitution is dead, and everything that belongs to you, that it was detained by it, you are being told now to go and step into that lacuna, into that gap. Otherwise, non-state actors may beat you to it. So we don't want the successor arrangement to revolve around non-state actors, whether it is security or economic assets. We're inviting, in these 30 days, we're inviting the governor to come and ask their own questions about our propositions. The transition offer still standing to accommodate both the federal government structure and the state structure and the council areas for governance structures to remain in place while these changes are being discussed. That offer has not been withdrawn, but it will not be on the table for all times, because the only reason we're enduring, you open the newspapers every day and you see the kind of things still happening in the name of governance in Nigeria. And so the only reason we're still enduring that, the only reason we're prepared to put up with it a little while more, is because these discussions for what we do with our sovereignty are going on. If we
All right, so we also posted this video in its entirety on our Facebook page. Go ahead.
Thank you, Sister Mona. So we can, as you heard, that this the constitutional force merger that we did 16th December 2020. Today is 18th, so it's 1 year. There's an event coming up tomorrow. That event will mark the beginning of reconsidering our allegiance to that constitution. That constitution, like we explained to you, that ensures our poverty, ensures our downfall, ensures our death, is as a result of that constitution that Ndigo are scattered all over the world. They think that they love traveling. No, you are on exile. You have been displaced from your land. That's why you couldn't build all this. Why? Some people tell us that Igbos don't like to develop. No, they set up a system that will not allow you to develop Igbo land. That system has been in place. That constitution is what ensured it. That's why when people apply at Abuja that they want to set up a certain company, when they say, where do you want to set it up? If you say it's Igbo land, they either tax you double or they will not approve it.
Yep.
This is real.
Yep.
So that's why our people are forced to develop elsewhere apart from Igbo land. As a result, our children will have to leave Igbo land to go and look for work elsewhere. It's 3 times more difficult to succeed in Igbo land than other places. First of all, you didn't even have an international airport that will take you to anywhere. So if you're doing business, are you going to move it and go? No, that did it. They were able to do it because of the type of power they have came together. But we don't want to be survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest is not the right thing. You make it survival for everyone. You will not be survival of those that can eat other people's, kill other people and eat them. No, we're not savages. We want a system that will work for all. Even if you're a cripple, it will work for you. It will take care of you. If you are fatherless, if you are an orphan, if you are downtrodden, it will take care of you. And we are calling all the well-meaning people in our land. Those that are making money, those that say they're educated, the only proof that you are really educated, the only proof that you are wealthy and you mean well for the people is to join what
we don't want rice and greasy oil.
We don't want rice and no greasy oil anymore. Give them rice, they will eat today. What happens tomorrow? But we want a system that will ensure that everyone is taken care of. Is that not a fair system? Is that not a fairness, equity, and justice that we are looking for? If you are a human being that you're not dishonest, we are appealing to you. Stop going around in circles. We know some of you cannot understand. That's why we have this show where we come to explain to you what is going on so that you understand. But after you have finished understanding it, rather than now come and join what we make way, you will go and use that your understanding to set up something that will be giving you money. Is that not wickedness? Is that not wickedness? Some of you have even gone to meet Oyibos to pay them money to be your lobbyists. Lobby for what exactly? What are you lobbying for? Some have paid some lawyers. Yes, lawyers will make their money. You know, these international lawyers, they will make their money. Even when you're stupid, they will collect the money from you. They will tell you, this is my fee, and you will pay it. Even when they know that there's nothing they can do in this situation. Is out of their reach. It's not within their reach. Because they don't own Nigeria. They can only come and suggest to Buhari, suggest to APC. That's all. There is the Fulanis that are in charge of all the arms of government in Nigeria that will make that decision. You see, you are shortchanging yourself. But we are telling you, here is a proposition that empowers you as a people. But there is a guideline which you must follow. It is not business as usual. We say it's 1999 constitution that is the problem. You say, oh, I understand it. Then you step out and come do your own mago thing by the corner. It took you 20 years to understand that 1999 constitution is the problem. How many more years will it take you to get solution that you want to now bring, that you're going to set up one mushroom something? Is it not common sense that if you never knew that it was 1999 constitution, but through the work of Ninas, you now know? If you're sincere and honest, would you go to Ninas and say, okay, so what is the solution? But no, because you're a criminal, you will run off. People like, is it Dele Foroti or whatever he calls him? They know the truth. Bakare, Tunde Bakare. I'm calling you one by one so that can go and beg you on our behalf. Stop wasting our time, please. Because eventually we will succeed.
Oh,
but
yes.
You know what? You're going to lose. You will lose your credibility.
Oh, I think you froze. Right. So this is an opportunity for people to do the right thing. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the future of our children. The reason why Africa is so behind is that we don't worry about legacy. We don't worry about leaving sustainability for our children. It's always me, myself, and I. I was fortunate to meet a toxicologist, PhD holder. And this man, we are talking, and he wanted to tell me all the things I've done. He said, please, do you mind? I have to brag on myself. I'm there listening for him to brag on himself, only for him to say, when I see this doctor here and they're in charge of this, I will say, oh, I have a hand in this. When I see this doctor, I say, oh, they're in charge of this and this, and then he said, oh, he came through my office for his residency rotation. I have a hand in. That's what he said. He was bragging about himself, but he said he was telling me how he helped to raise the next generation of workers. I'm like, wow, if only Africans can hear this. If only we Africans can begin to partake in something like this. That somebody say, I'm going to brag on myself, and his bragging is about the people that he lifted up so they can take over the job. Can we learn from this? Can we learn to not to make things about ourselves? My sister will say, it's not about you, Mona. It's not about me. And it shouldn't be about me. That's a fair reasoning. It shouldn't be, it should be about all of us. All of us. Let's begin to think that way. That when my brother is bleeding, that I'm bleeding. When my brother gets shot, that I've also have gotten shot. Change the mindset so that we are not living to be the first on top. In Maponya, we will not be the one that will bury our mothers or our father with 5 million cows when our people have not eaten.
And spread money everywhere on the floor to show that you have done work.
And spread money everywhere on the floor. Leno, look at the Western world with all the trillions like this, your head will blow up. When was the last time you saw Microsoft standing somewhere and spreading money?
For what?
And you're spreading your little change.
Little change that you stole from the people. For you, this is how heartless people are. That you stole from the people's misery. Because if the system of Nigeria was working, one man will not amass all that wealth on himself that he cannot prove how he got it. All of them, all. I'm not starting from Dangote. All of them. They are all criminals. You know
Criminals.
what? The
First class.
system is skewed and is producing them. All that you're seeing going on is not because they're very smart. I told you time with that number. In Nigeria, the more criminally minded you are, the wealthier you become. Most people. Because tell me, you have a nightclub and they become a billionaire. How come my sister that has nightclub is not becoming one? How come my brother that has the same nightclub, or is it not the same nightclub? Oh, you're selling hotel. You put spices, and then you sell your spice, then making you billionaire. I'm not saying that.
I don't know what you're talking about. My club, I'm selling body parts in the backyard. So when you combine body parts with clubbing, my dear, ego Caribbean.
My dear, we know what we are saying. We have gotten close to some of these people that call themselves that, this and that. We have seen that the system they have in place will not produce that type of money. So we know what we're saying. We're not just talking. We know. And so that what we do is evidence-based. The type of rascality, the kind of how money is wasted and how everything is run, management of the whole system. There's no way, if there's no corruption, that company will continue to exist. It would have ended. But you know what? As they are leaking from here, they're bringing from the money, from the corruption. That's what is fueling their system. And they say he's very rich. He's selling, he has hotel. He's very rich. It should be for all. Everybody might not be wealthy and rich, but everybody must be comfortable. Every citizen. When we compare the level of resources in Nigeria, that's what we're saying. With the resources in Nigeria, every Nigerian must be comfortable. Comfort, we mean we have a home, have electricity, have water, have education, have good health, have security. These are at least, these 6 things, at least every citizen of that country ought to have it. Then the rest will not be when you now work hard and do more. You can now start having 7 cars, whatever. But if the system is working, you don't really need 7 cars. I'm telling you honestly. What are you doing with it?
I know.
Except you have 7 people living in your house.
I told you about the guy grossing 1 million that ride his bicycle to work.
Exactly.
Even when he's training.
If the system is working, you come out of your house, enter train, enter vehicle, enter whatever. You don't even want the stress. It will be so comfortable that you will not have this, that driving will be a stress. Just to go to work. It will be like maybe when you go on vacation or something, that's when you now start thinking of that. So it will be so, I mean, my people, this thing we are seeing.
It's not far-fetched either.
It's not far-fetched though. And it's so beautiful if you can just agree to work with us. We are not saying you should not be doing your little things because you know some of you are hungry. So they have to do something on YouTube and eat and all that. But stop lying to the people. If you are lying to the people, you're part of the problem. Not part of the solution. Yes. Because you're eating from their pain and sorrow. And if you don't know, please ask those that know to explain to you. Stop deceiving our people. Politicians, close shop. Fake church people. My brothers are coming for you. Matthias is understatement. Those that are coming behind Matthias are even worse than Matthias. Because it will get there. Your lies have expiry dates.
It does. It does.
Those fake miracles have been using to feed on. Look at it now. Like Matthias said, when we have a celebrity in Nollywood that is sick, that everybody know that this one is sick, they will come to your church. Rather than you lay hands on them and heal them, you will give them 600 million. You will give them money and tell them to go to hospital that is built in India.
Yeah.
How about using that money that you have been given out to build that type of hospital in Nigeria for people to come inside?
I have never
So that when they come to your church, you refer them to the church, to the hospital that you have built. Now you are giving them so much money and ignorant people are clapping and celebrating and saying, Papa, Papa. So that you can go to India. Is it not a human being that built India? India people, do they have 2 heads and you have 1 and you call yourself a man? And when we talk, you say, I'm a man. I look at you and say, hey, are you a man? If you're a man, men do not announce themselves. Men do things and I'll say, wow, that's a man. So when you have to be saying I'm a man, looking like, Wow. Or is it this bad? So you are not reminding yourself that you're a man, because as far as concerned, it's not me you're telling yourself. You have to remind yourself, I'm a man, so that you can feel like a man. So it's not me you're talking to. You are reminding yourself. So I look and say, wow, is it this bad? This joy inferiority complex has gotten to this level. But we're saying we can do better. We can do better where everyone will be comfortable. How about that? How about Singapore in our land?
Wow.
How about I go to Yoruba land? They are so successful. My friends in Yoruba land are inviting me, come for vacation. And then I'll invite them over to my own also. How about I go to Hausa land and see that people are not being caught like rams? How about that? All this is on the table, and somebody wants to go for 2023 election. To do what exactly? Kingsley Morgali, I keep calling you. Because the more you progress in this, your stupidity, the more I look at you like you're a fool or a criminal. I don't know which one is this.
Big fool indeed.
And you're there leading our youth, our hungry youth, in your pathway of evilness. You know the truth, but you chose to lie to yourself, like Osibanjo and Obasanjo. Like Gumi, after they brought Buhari, now they say North is bleeding. Why would you not bleed when there's abattoir? What happens at abattoir? Abattoir, the blood flows. You created abattoir in northeast and north south and northwest, and you say, oh, there's blood. There's blood in abattoir. If you create abattoir, you're going to see blood. Are you surprised? North is bleeding. Why will you not bleed? When you converted North to abattoir, blood. And we're saying, please, can you people, you that you are talking to, share this video to those people. Share to Gumi, share to Obasanjo, share to Sebanjo, share to Kingsley Moghalu. You know them because they are your people. They live with you. Share to them. Yes, we can have conversation with them. We say they are criminals. Because there's a solution on the table. It's called Nina's proposition. If they are not embracing it, they are lying to themselves. That's because they're ignorant or they're criminals. It has to be one. They will choose. Let them tell us which one it is. Is it criminality? Is it ignorance? They should tell us. So people are saying, what's the way forward? Because we know some people are stumbling into this thing for the first time, and are coming like, what are these women saying? So what do you want us to say? Do? Someone is going to play this video for us. What's the next step? What do we do? And then we'll come in to talk after that. And those that want to call, please start preparing to call.
Nigeria, as defined by the 1999 Constitution, has become a criminal enterprise. They've seized everything. They now want to kill off those who will challenge them tomorrow. That's what's going on now. And it's being done in the name of the federal government of Nigeria. Anybody who wants to get away from this enslavement imposed by this constitution must now join those who say that that constitution must go down.
Go ahead, Sister, please. Done.
Sorry. So people are listening. So don't think that we're just, like we keep telling you that when we come here is to give you updates. That's what we're doing, and to explain things further. Someone like Governor Samuel Autumn of Benue, right? He has heard what we're saying. He has heard what Ninas is saying. And you know what? He signed a law authorizing the issuance of firearms to Benue security outfits. You can see it, Brother Tony wrote it down there. Other governors in the alliance territories are currently being pressured to toe the same line if they love their people. Because you can't be telling us that you love us and you can't secure us. Our people are dying. Our people are being killed. There's insecurity everywhere. There's poverty everywhere. What are you going to do about it? Executive governor. Is it just to answer executive governor and to intimidate women and take them over? Is that why you're executive? Is it executive women for women? No. Is it executive for intimidation? No. That office is an exalted office. There's a reason you are there. You are there to protect my people. You're there to provide for my people. If you cannot do it, why are you in office? Why are you there? You must be made to do the right thing. People, talk to your governors. Talk to your elected officials. Ask them, what is the solution? Our people are dying. There's hunger everywhere. We cannot be in water. Soap is entering our eyes. We cannot be hungry in a land full of plenty resources. We say it's abnormal. It's abnormal. For you to be living in a land full of resources that is feeding, do you know it's the resources in our land that they're using to build Europe? They've been using to build Europe 400 years. Even before they came to colonize us. They were already taking our palm oil. That's why they told you that palm oil was dangerous, because they were using it to produce
everything. Everything. They were using it to produce everything.
Everything. Yes, everything. Do you understand what we're saying? And that's what I'm telling you about. It's not about shouting. It's not about noise making. Please. We need you to understand. You see, what Ninas is doing was done in South Africa. They called it Codesa in South Africa. They came together and produced a system, a constitution that will work for them. And they're still building on it. But we're saying we have not even begun. So it's not like when we just do that one, that's the end. No. That's the
Wow, you can see we're having some internet issues. Right. So, like she was saying, the job has been done. These activities have taken place in South Africa before, so we are not the first. And all we're asking our people is to understand the process. Understand the process. Because if you understand the process, then empowers you to do more. But if you are not sure, or you're one of the spectators waiting to see if Ninas will take a nosedive, if some people wearing wig will confuse you between self-determination and referendum, if we will find ourselves in a terrorist camp, so that you can clap yourself and say, "Hi, I told you." They thought they know what they are doing. Look at them now. You have something that's coming for you, my brother. You are so confused, so misinformed. You don't even know where we're going. Sure, the boss has left you, my dear. You're in the park all by yourself. The job has been done. Constitutional force majeure was done last year, 2020, and the gift was delivered in every of your doorsteps, but you refuse to open the door and pick up the package. The good news is that it's still waiting for you. Sister, go ahead.
That's the good news. That's the good news. Because when we tell people that we're not waiting for them, we are not waiting for you to begin. The work is ongoing, and more people are coming in to say what is going on, to do the right thing. So whether you join or you don't join, we will do this work. But if you join, it will be faster. That's what we're saying. And we don't want you to join if you're a criminal. Please, this call is not for criminals. This call is not for dishonest people. I keep saying it. Because the thing about allowing dishonest people and liars inside the system is that they will discourage people that are ready to work. So that's why it's not for all. This call is not for all. It's not criminals come. It's not, no, because you discourage us. We are only calling on sincere men and women that are ready to listen and understand what is being said. Ninas is not a political party. So they say, let me go and form my own political party too. It's a movement. It's not an organization either. It's a movement of people that are seeking self-determination through the right process set in place by UN. United Nations set it in place, and other nations have used it to get their freedom and their independence. And the beauty of this thing is that it's not UN that will come and run it for us. We, the people, we run it. We, the people, we push and do it. We. So power has been returned back to the people, like Sister Muna said. And this is why it pains us when we see like some of these people that call themselves elder statesmen that became leaders by accident. Because some of these people that you call your leaders and all they wouldn't have become leaders if Nigeria was functioning. There's no way Obasanjo would come as a president.
No,
it's not possible.
hell no.
Has he managed his family? When a man, you see a man that is a leader, when you look at his family, his wife and children, you see how they are faring, then you know that he's a leader. Because he will reproduce that which he has done at home in public. But a man that cannot manage one wife and 3 children wants to manage a whole nation of 215 million people, and people are actually clapping for him. Hey, Baba, Baba. And then you see why people listening to him and shaking their heads.
Yes, inviting him to Harvard to come and donate more money and talk trash. Yeah.
That's all. It's because of the corruption. They know the truth. When you meet some of these people, they know the truth. What has happened in Nigeria is that those army generals that killed innocent Biafrans, rather than face war as war criminals, they shared the booties. They shared Nigeria for themselves.
Rewarded them for the killing.
Exactly. That's why you see one come and become president. Babangida will hand over to Obasanjo. Obasanjo will hand over to Buhari. Buhari will hand over to Abu Salamu, whatever. All of them, they are rotating among themselves because they went to war, conquered the country, shared it among themselves.
Yeah.
That is what is going on. When the soldiers become administrators, that's why you ask yourself. You know the people that go to military in those days, like children that are not hearing, like not paying attention, the parents will say, you have to go to military. You can become a soldier. And they'll force them to go there. This is how these people now became our leaders. It's only in Africa. It's only in Africa that you have people like that, nearing anything called presidency. People that cannot even manage a simple company, except there's corruption. Now we are in serious crisis as a result of their years of mismanagement. That is what is happening. These people created this problem. How do you think they will be part of the solution? We want to go back to them to get the idea of how to solve a problem that they created due to their ineptitude. What is wrong with us, my people? We can do better. As parents, we should be ashamed that we have failed our children. We are saying that Caliphate of Nigeria, that Caliphate Republic of Nigeria is going down. It has even overstayed its welcome. It should have gone down years back, because if not that we were sleeping, there's no reason why that Caliphate Nigeria will still be in existence.
It's crazy. It's insane.
A land, we know that we are multi-ethnic, we are multi-religious, we are multilingual. We ought to negotiate how to live. That is how it's done. Every ethnic nationality has to be part of the process and part of the negotiation. That is how it's done. But one tribe, one non-indigenous tribe, conquered the rest of the people and have been doing nonsense with the resources.
And we're there watching and clapping on and lying for them.
Hands and say they are doing politics. By the time we start pronouncing curses from here, people will say, oh, these women have come again. Because it's unbelievable that you people took us through what you took us through, that you made us go through what we went as women and children. We call our men because our women were not part of you. You did not allow us to be part of you. How can we be part of you when you have political meetings in the middle of the night, 12 midnight, 2 a.m.? I will not be part. I will not be part of that. So the political process that has been on, our women were not part of it. Even our youths were not part of it. We want to create a system that everybody will be part of, even children. The children will understand the constitution, understand their rights. That's what we want to create. And we can do it. We are able to do it. Like in Ninas, you already see that women are participating in Ninas. It shows you that everyone is a free thing. Everybody. If you're honest and you're truthful, You will read it, it will make sense, you start running with it. It's a process that works. But if you see a system where it's only men in their inner caucus gathering around as if they want to eat meat,
or finding a criminal woman to join them.
And find some criminal women, yes, when they say there's no woman, they go and look for criminal women and join inside them. Women that they can manipulate, because they can't stand some of that women. They can't stand some. So they'll look for the ones that they will manipulate and put them inside. They say, can't you see there's a woman? It's not that type of women we're talking of. We're not talking of those ones. We're not talking of those ones. So a system that will work in a multi-ethnic, multi-religious, multilingual, a place where you have male and female, will be a system that is open and transparent for all to play their role in it. Because what I like might not be what you like, but we can negotiate and stand and put things in place that I will be comfortable, you'll be comfortable, and everybody will be. This network today, I don't know what it has in mind, but we're continuing. The thing is self-actualization. If I actualize myself and get self-fulfillment as an individual, the same thing for my neighbor, the same thing for my children, the same thing for all the members of my household and my family, it will trickle, to affect the nation, the state, the community, and everybody will be happy. It is possible for everybody to be comfortable, my people. It is possible. That is the system that Ninas is bringing, and we are supporting Ninas. As Daughters of Truth, we support Ninas, LNC Ninas. Yes, we support them. We come here to teach you. You too should support them with your organization. You too should support them with whatever you have. Even if you don't have money, but you have honesty as your character. Because we need strength of character to actualize this thing.
Yes.
We don't know people that are deceiving others and manipulating them with Christianity and with God. We don't want such people near us. You look at it now. Let's use this code. Remove Christianity, remove religion. There's something that my forefathers used. They say, if something, they do it to you, you don't like it, don't do it to another person. It's as simple as that. If you know that if they do that thing to you, if they cheat you out of your money and they do business and swindle you, that you will not like it, don't do it to your neighbor. As a man, you're dating women, you date this one, even women too, you date this to other people's children. It's as simple as that. If you know that if they do this thing to you, you won't like it, don't do it to another person. And then let's set up a system that will ensure that equity and fairness. Then we are home and dry. We'll be fine. Thank you so much, Sister Mona.
Thank you. So I posted the link and I also posted the phone number. As usual, is the same number and the link is there. If you want to join and give us your 2 cents, that would be awesome. If not, we call it a day because we are here to deliver a message. So our goal is to sense how much of this message you understand and what you need to do moving forward, because we need to get feedback, especially from those of you that tend to watch us on a weekly basis. Because if we understand this and make sure that our next neighbor understand this and the next one, then we are making progress. Because the sooner we get massive understanding about this project or this movement, the sooner we'll get to our destination. Like we mentioned, it is Nina's meeting is tomorrow. The Constitutional Force Major anniversary is tomorrow. And we're going to post the address and the phone number, as well as we'll be carrying it live on Friday, tomorrow as well. So we'll be looking forward to you guys joining us tomorrow at 12 noon Nigerian time and 7 a.m. our time here. Brother, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so very much. My sisters, this is your brother, B. Ethiopian, joining your program this morning. I was absent for, I think, 2 episodes because I was on transit.
Can you all hear? Okay.
Say it again. Can you hear me?
For some reason, I feel like it's, I know why, duh. Okay, hold on. I didn't have you on a speaker. Okay, go ahead now. Go ahead.
Okay, am I clear now?
Yes, you are. Thank you.
Okay, I said good morning from here to you and to you guys. Thank you so very much. Rome was not built in a day. It's gonna kick in. I appreciate what you guys are doing. I said I was absent for 2 episodes because I was in transit.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I wasn't participating. But there is no doubt in my mind that all these people, everyone that is bickering about freedom, if they will key into this all-encompassing Minas project, we will be free. We will be free. But the point is that it's so much drama in everything. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if my goal is to deliver myself. When I see somebody that is talking the same thing, why antagonizing the individual? Okay, so, but again, this is where we find ourselves now, that a lot of people are not looking at what is on ground. I can tell you, if you go back to Nigeria today and ask people questions, everybody knows that the country is not working. Okay? Everybody knows. But the point is that the docility, I don't know what they're eating there. No, you see everybody screaming on top of their voices. Nobody talks like a regular human being. Everybody is screaming. Everybody is screaming. And what are they screaming? The state of the economy, the state of insecurity in that contraption, the state of everything. You go to the House of Senate, they are all yelling. Everybody is yelling, including the Senate president. Nay or ye, wah, on the table. That's it. They borrow money, they share. And then you begin to ask questions. You begin to look at these individuals. Nothing short of an ape. Nothing. And when you say these things, people get angry and say you are insulting them. It's only an ape. It's only monkeys. That family. They'll be, you give them one banana, they will stuff it in their mouth, and their child will be there struggling to get a little peach.
I know.
They will be knocking down the child, but they will be, their eyes are wide to get second banana. But the child will be struggling to get a little piece. That's the only animal that does this. There's nothing I see but apes. My sister, sometimes what I say to myself, maybe there's a reason why God has planted us here to just move along with our life, because you know what? The earth and the entire earth and its fullness belong to the Lord. It's the Lord's thereof. Therefore, wherever I lay down my legacy, the legacy continues. Because you can't even imagine. You can't imagine that what is happening in this very society is happening. Nobody, they come and yell, they know there's something wrong. But they go back to other drama. Mostly everybody is a comedian. Okay? So what I'm saying is that what you're saying here is clear. It's clear that there's nothing to even argue about this. Okay, because the Constitution, we know, nobody is responsible, nobody's accountable for what they're doing. What they're doing today is good. Few people gather, okay, China is bringing us something to 700 million. Let us go for it. And the language that what is written in the contract nobody knows what it is.
Mandarin.
But their mindset is on 700 million. Let's get it and they will share. That's the allocation. They share the money. And that's it. Nothing done with the money. And guess what, my sisters? China is coming.
Yes.
China is coming. Now you see people with a wide mouth talking about white people. And I tell them, if we had taken lessons from the white people, we will not be as backwards as we are today. And I stand for anybody to argue this. Because the colonial masters who are the English came in, set everything on plan, and we said we are developed, and we now know we want independence. Let them go. They left. Since then till today, everything is going backwards. What I just said that China is coming, their colonialism is going to be worse. Okay? Let them continue to fool around.
Even affect them, they've already bought their homes and locked it up overseas. So any sign of China taking over, they will jump into their next flight and leave town. So it will never.
Okay, that's where somebody like you will be in action. Okay, because now we know that it's over. Okay, because these people don't reason. And what you're doing right now, you're going to see people that tell you they're intelligent, they're professors and everything. They will give themselves titles. What you cannot see happening here, my dear. I don't know how many times you went to the meeting here, even the constituent meeting. You see men and women of honor that are working for the society. You don't see them ascribing all kinds of titles to their name.
No.
You call them, if you put some, they will tell you call them by their first name.
Yep.
Because that's what matters to them.
Yes.
That when they tell you what they have done to the community or the society, you will marvel. Most of them wearing t-shirts up and down. You don't even know what they're doing.
Right.
Men of honor that knows that they are passing through this world, they have to leave a mark. And not a negative mark like Obasanjo was boasting that nobody will take it away from them, that they fought and get this contract together. Yeah, he's
working with
that man. You know, they call him for a security for a meeting, right? To provide proper solution. And the people that are listening to that man, I don't know whoever invited him, what they are thinking.
No, my boy, I remember for years they used Obasanjo to do whatever. Nobody challenged them. We never said anything.
Nobody challenged it. From his stories, you will know that all the problem in West Africa and Africa, that man knows about it. He was telling them stories. When I captioned that thing was he was just telling them how he went to this place. That president, he hosted him. He was on a dinner table and this and that. I was listening to understand what he was saying. He ended up the whole story to telling them that to asking Buhari to do something is like beating a dead horse. Now, what did Obasanjo suggest? Nothing whatsoever. But the warning to people to know how you talk. You must talk to.
Is he not the one that brought the Buhari now?
Not talking to one another. When you're looking at that man, I said his soul is gone, but he thinks he's living. You know, he's a dead man walking around because if we are to be normal human beings that thought that whatever action they took 60 years ago has brought this nonsense to that contraption called Nigeria. He should be in the forefront of this Nina, talking about people staying on their own. Yep. That they fought to keep this nation together, but they are now realizing that keeping it together is not helping anybody. That everybody should go their separate ways. But he was there boasting. He was there telling people. He was indirectly speaking to people who are acting for freedom that we can gather, but you cannot legislate. And I asked him, who is going to legislate this? When there is no legislators in Nigeria, they're not legislating nothing. They're just borrowing money and sharing at the neck of the next generation. My sisters, I don't know what to say, but all I can ask you, please, while you are talking on this message, I want us to also to continue to call out these military, the police, all the people that are with arms, that are from the Alliance region, according to AP. Because these are some of the people that are protecting these criminals. You see, the people are projecting their grievances to the wrong area. Lately, you saw our youth going after people that are addicts and flogging the hell out of them. You see them when they see a little person that steals a tire or a little thing. You see how they judge them immediately. They kill them extrajudicially, set them ablaze and everything. That was a wrong priority as far as I'm concerned. No matter what crime somebody commits, they deserve a due process. And you don't take laws into your hands. But if you can do that, if they can, refocus that energy to these criminals that has impoverished everybody, the reason people who are now very hopeless, and that's why they're using them only. People don't have jobs. That's why people get up in the morning and they don't have nothing to do but to go to bunks. If I get able, get that sense of euphoria. That's the reason why people are living this kind of life. That's the reason somebody the other day, I saw somebody they are going around having sex with young ladies and using handkerchiefs to swipe the vagina for rituals. If that person is working in a factory or have a job, do you think they'll be thinking that? They are thinking all these things because of magical religious belief that for some reason, the money that they are carrying about, you see them throwing money. They no longer spray money. They are now throwing bundles of money to people. And this is the reason why there's increasing crime and all kinds of things. Autism. Because that's what is encouraging all these things. And the youth are channeling their energy to the wrong direction.
Yes.
I hope they understand that these guys that they are flogging, these guys that they are killing, if they have an opportunity, that they will not do what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Okay. The man that is the Senate president today was a drug baron before. He ran away from America. People know that. People know him. So we have a bunch of criminals running this contraption. And what they're doing right now is trying to sell out the whole country. And they refuse to give them. You see every of them, they share money, buying Land Cruisers and Range Rovers and everything. Meanwhile, there's an indigenous manufacturer of a car in Nigeria. If they're telling themselves the truth, nobody will import cars to line up. That's all they do. They line up Land Cruisers, Range Rovers, and you see police and army everywhere. That's why they go about their business and nobody has mobbed them because they deserve to. These people are apes. They are.
They are.
So please, as we talk on these things, we should also be reaching out to all these people they are using to commit this crime. They're going to 50,000. The other day, they just passed a law to increase the police salary with 20 whatever percent. Meanwhile, police in Nigeria, their counterparts in Ghana are getting $200,000 naira equivalent. But here in Nigeria, they're paying them 60,000. And they protect Indoria, 60,000. And they're killing the people. So we need to channel this energy sometimes also to some of these people that are protecting these criminals. Because even in Nina's action, when the people come out, you're going to have resistance. There's no doubt about it. But when they get this message, there will be too, when the people rise, to allow the people to complete this assignment. I want to thank you guys for what you're doing. Please do not give up. Sometimes we have different opinions, but I can tell you what you're doing is quite clear. It's very understandable. And there's no way about it. There's no two ways about it. It's more encompassing. And this is why whenever I'm on our platform, I always ask. And regardless of what we do, because God in heaven knows that I'm not stealing from nobody. Regardless of what we do, we must all support this project. And for everybody who is listening, wherever you come from, and you know that you have been suffering in this contraption called Nigeria, this platform belongs to you. We will all do this together and get rid of these criminals from our land. Thank you all, and God bless you all. There one.
Thank you, my brother.
There one. Thank you. Brother Atoba, he said they need a fail-proof strategy. That fail-proof strategy is the Nina's strategy. Nina's proposition is already on the table. So let's stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Like Sister Mona said, they gave you a Christmas present. You refused to open it. You sat down saying, I don't have this, I don't have that. But you have not even opened the package in front of your house. Nina's project, Nina's proposal has everything in it, but you must come as an indigenous person. Go back and organize your people, gather your people together, and then begin to understand the proposal on the table and see the role you need to play in it as a people to deliver your land and your people. Not my own, no. Deliver your own, I deliver my own. I'm working for my people. So, and I'm working invariably for other people's, because when you work, I work, we work together, collaboration, and then we'll get to where we're going to. Thank you, brother Obido Obienu. Thank you for always trying to reach out, to tell people to do the right thing. Mrs. Amna, please go ahead.
Right. So this is for the invitation for tomorrow's activities of Nina's, LNC Nina's Constitutional Force Majeure. As you can see, it says invitation to Nina's joint multi-regional event. Recall that by a joint multi-regional Constitutional Force Majeure proclamation, December 16, 2020, the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination issued a notice of union disputes, an account of grave constitutional grievances, with a 5-point proposition that sets a clear and a time-bound framework for the immediate undertaking of the long overdue fundamental reconfiguration of the damaged constitutional basis of Nigeria, was published as an adventorial in the January 20 of 2021 in the Guardian newspaper of Nigeria, on pages 38, 39, 40, and 41. This is one of the things that is required for what we, for that constitutional force majeure, for those of you that wasn't privy to see that editorial. As the implementation of December 16, 2020 Constitutional Force Majeure continues to gather momentum, the Board of Conveners of the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination is pleased to invite you to the joint multi-regional event in Lagos, tomorrow being December 19, 2021, in the build-up to the triumph of the sovereign will of the people. The milestone event under the following theme. So I'm not going to read this in its entirety. We'll post this on our Facebook page. The point is that the anniversary is tomorrow. There will be a live on Facebook. In Gender Media will be carrying it. We'll be carrying it as well. So gather our people. This is the best Christmas present you can give anyone. Because for those of you whose box is still in the front of your house and you did not recognize that it was the gift of a lifetime, tomorrow is a day for you to understand so that you're not looking for a fail-proof strategy to liberate our people. This is it. The gift is here. You have to appreciate your gift. And you know, as human beings, we've always struggled with this. When somebody hands us something without us doing the work, we don't appreciate it. It's like we literally have to kill ourselves for us to appreciate anything. You know, my poor son started working and he got $200 check. He said, this boy is getting more for his birthdays every year. But when he got his own $200, he posted it on family platform and said, when you open it, the thing will attack you and say, ba-boom, $200. So that shows that when you work hard for something, you appreciate differently, you know. But right now we're in a dire need. We don't want you to have that attitude. Just thank your God. There are some group of men and women that went 21 years ago and started the work. The God that you've been praying for now, the one that you visited all the churches for and saying, what is all these things that is holding me down? It wasn't your mother. It was not your brother. It was not your mother-in-law or your wife. And some of you are calling your wife Delilah, kick her out of the house. She's not the one that will take you to your presidency. It's not that. It's 1999 Constitution that's been doing all of this. Even those of us in diaspora whose marriage is in hell. A lot of our brothers and sisters, you guys may not know. That's why you see a grown woman, she will post herself on Facebook like this. She will post herself, and a man will be posting herself, tying belt between stomach, thinking that he's 16. Depression. Depression 101. The house is on fire. They will be writing poems for themselves. If you really love your wife and your husband, you don't have time to read. You give him poem every day. Fakeness everywhere. And if you ask me, it's stemming from the stress of 1999 Constitution. Nothing works. I have a friend that sold a home in Maryland, literally invested $140,000 in Abuja, and Abuja swallowed it. Boom, fire. People have used their retirement to open businesses, all in the name to make it better because they're no longer speaking to their wives. They're living like roommates to see if they can settle their brothers and sisters so they can now face their own family. You bring the money, will swallow you and swallow the money. 1999 Constitution, nothing works. You can't even take the person you gave the money to court because they will tell you to come tomorrow, come today, come tomorrow. Nothing works. You can't hold anybody accountable. 1999 Constitution. And we, the people, did not make that Constitution. The constituent did not know anything about Constitution, about that Constitution. But as God will have it, in the midst of our depression and crying and whatever else that we're doing, some people went ahead and took a look. Even with our selfishness, they began to work for us for free. Open your presents, your Christmas present. It has been delivered last year. All you have to do is to open it and understand what's in there, right? Why are you living like you're living in poverty when there's $1 million in front of your house? Open the garden box and see what's in there. The job has been done, people. So for those of you that are still confused about what it is and what needs to be done, you will be opportune to watch the show tomorrow. Like I said, it's Nigerian time, 12 noon Nigerian time, and it will be 7 p.m. for us here in Texas, and I think it's in Eastern Zone, 6 p.m. Right, but we'll be coming up live to bring that program as well. So gather your loved ones. You know, tomorrow marks the beginning of Christmas week. Oh my God, Christmas is on Saturday. Yes,
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Don't give anybody. I mean, it's okay. Let me not say don't give. You know, it's okay to give your rice and your diesel oil and your alcohol, but do something meaningful. Do something different.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
gather your people tomorrow for them to understand. There's a reason why this thing is happening tomorrow. It's not by accident, it's by design.
Mhm.
Let's make use of it. Because if we all understand that our freedom, our sovereignty has been returned, then no way about Israel and the Fulani headsman and the banditry and then can I and your chingom called Gummy. What's his name?
Oh, gummy, chingom, yeah.
Okay.
Chingom,
Yeah, that one.
gummy,
So
gummy, gummy.
there's no, we shouldn't be living in a country with a less than a human being that has white beard.
Mhm.
He cannot be real. He cannot even, he's not even allowed to be in our dream, talk less of being on our TV talking to us.
I'm telling you.
Let's get this thing, people, and move, move along and get to our destination. So thank you for joining us. We
Yeah,
are,
let me add a little.
go ahead.
Please, next Saturday is Christmas Day. We
Mhm.
want you to spend your time with your family. We will not be coming on air. We want to spend time with our family too. So please share the love of Christ. Share with your family members. Share with your family neighbors. Let love reign, because when there's love, all these things will disappear. And remember that we said that tomorrow we mark the beginning of the reconsideration of our allegiance to the 1999 Constitution. Remember, in part of the demand, we said, because some people keep asking, okay, what if the federal government does not do what you're saying? We said, we will begin, if we give them ample time, give them all the notices that UN say we should give, we will finish. If they did not do their own part, we, the indigenous peoples, the owners of the land, will begin to reconsider,
Compare.
yes, our allegiance to the nation and to the 1999 Constitution. And remember, we told you that this thing is just two steps. The solution of everything is just two steps. We decide, first step is to decide who is in and who is out. If you are building a nation, you have to decide, who am I building it with? Am I building with Fulanese? I'm not building with Fulanese. Am I building with Hausas, Yorubas, Igbo, Efik? Who do I want to build this nation with? Is our human right to make that decision. It is our right. We don't need UN to tell us it's our right. We know it's our right, and we will just get ready to exercise it. That's what we're doing. All this mobilization and sensitization is to get our people set to exercise that right. We don't need anybody to validate it. We don't need anybody to tell us, oh yeah, you can go. We don't need any old man to come and be talking a little to the left, a little to the right, and telling us, Gaba, Ajambene. No. So we will do it. We will vote who wants to be in and who wants to be out. And then those people that want to be in their own area, they will do their own autonomous constitution and then bring it together to the center. That's how you birth a true federation. And then those that want to be out, we go out and do what they want to do with their lives. It's human rights. Nobody can say no to us. We don't need the US to say yes or no. No, because they're not indigenous to Nigeria. We are indigenous to Nigeria. We will make that decision. So gather your people. The assignment you have, gather your friends, gather your family members, gather your other members of your indigenous ethnic bloc or nationality. Gather them together, because the Christmas present is here. They need to receive it. But you need to wash your hands, because when you wash your hands clean, you'll be ready to eat with kings and nobles. Thank you. Love you all. See you in 2 weeks' time. New Year, that will be.
Yes. Thank you, Chukwuemeka Ray. To say thank you, my sister. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you, Sydney. Thank you, our brother Otuba. Thank you, everybody else. Chigozirim, Ozemenam, brother Tony. We'll see you guys next year. Be safe. Don't forget to propagate this good news. We say we are propagating the good news of Christ. Propagate the good news of constitutional force majeure, meanings for us to go home. There is no reason why we should be in that contraption by 2023 if we play our cards right.
Yep.
I'm doing mine. Do yours so we can get to our destination. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Good morning, our people. Good morning once again. Today is December the 4th of 2021. You know that I have a master's in jacking of the dates. So I'm actually looking at the date just to make sure I don't have it twisted.